Good morning. Just a 1 sec? That'll be 20 cents.
Just a second.
Some weather we're having, huh? Hell of a day for home improvement.
Here.
Thank you, and there you go. Nickel change. You want me to get a boy to bring that over, or can you manage it?
I can manage.
If you're sure.
I'm fine, thank you.
So, your stucco come loose in the heat?
I don't know.
All right. Well, tell your husband, if he's using it today, the setting time will be about half what it says on the packet.
It's for me.
Is that so? Well, good luck. Have a nice day.
Wishing that I were near, then maybe
The Apocalypse Players present The Afflicted, from Reckoning of the Dead by Noah Lloyd and Matt Ryan, with Dominic Allen as Detective Rusty Steele, Danann McAleer as Detective John Caramel, Joseph Chance as Detective Lorenzo Ferrari, and Dan Wheeler as your Keeper of Arcane Lore.
you are all alone.
Part 3. Farewell, my lovely.
Maybe the one who is waiting for you will prove untrue. Then what will I do? Maybe you said inside, wishing that I...
Oh, I do hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. That was Maybe by the Ink Spots. You're listening to WDAP New York, and it is 11 o'clock in the morning. We have time for a couple of news stories. There's been some police activity over on East 25th Street, with detectives having apprehended a suspect, although they're remaining tight-lipped about the case. Fortunately, the bomb scare, which led to an evacuation, appears to have been a false alarm. Meanwhile, you'll be pleased to hear the hostage situation on East 37th has also been resolved with no casualties, although we have now been informed of an arson attack in the area. The public are being advised to steer clear, although the fire department do have the situation under control. Oh, it's hot out there. Do try to remain calm. And as always, stay tuned to WDAP New York for the latest news from the island and beyond, and the smoothest tunes in the city.
So Rusty had just vomited out the window and said, book him, right?
Yeah, Rusty Steele has just vomited out the window and said, book him. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you do. Do you read him his rights?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do.
Slap some cuffs on him?
Yeah, I think I sit him up against the wall, his back to the wall of the outside of the apartment. I say, listen, this is as much for your safety as anything else, okay? We don't know what you're under suspicion of yet, but you're going to have to come with us. I'm using my sort of smooth talking, like trying to keep him calm. I don't want him lunging for the edge again. Mm-hmm. I do slip the cuffs on and read him his rights, but I'm trying to do it in quite a comforting way.
Fine. And he looks almost like he's just shut down.
Right.
He says nothing. He stares dead ahead and doesn't react.
Hmm.
What does this guy look like?
So he was lanky, right?
He's kind of lanky, sort of like big bags under his eyes, like he hasn't slept for a few days.
Oh, yeah, okay. Hasn't been outside.
Hasn't been outside recently. It kind of got a bohemian sort of look.
Mm-hmm.
But like a few days, unshaven, stubble. He stinks, and his hands are dirty and blood-stained and stuff, because he's been clearly making these sculptures. I guess this is quite an important point. Do you climb back in the window and make your way back through the apartment?
Well, I'd like to climb out the window fully.
Yeah.
And walk up to where Caramel's reading this guy's rights. And I take out my nightstick, my blackjack, and I put it right up to his chin, and I say, where'd you get the dogs? Huh?
Want to give me an intimidate roll?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I said, where'd you get the dogs, you piece of shit? That's a 50 on my 65.
He just says, they were strays.
You're a sick fuck.
What are you talking about?
You'll see. Brace yourself.
I will.
This crazy fuck, it's disgusting.
It's beautiful.
I jab him really hard with a nightstick in his stomach. Shut the fuck up.
I don't try and stop you doing that.
Fine, he sort of coughs, but he's still kind of quite stoic.
Yeah, hey, listen, he seems a bit, what's the word, catatonic?
He's a psychopath.
And he just says to him, lead the way, officers. Lead the way.
Oh, God. He reminds me of that Kevin Spacey from that play 7 that was on Broadway recently.
Play? It was a musical. About Henry VIII's wives.
7 wives.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Anne Boleyn's head. Fucking hell. That's very accurate, actually. Why has no one done that? That's the perfect spoof.
Yeah.
6 the musical, but as 7.
Yeah. We taking him in there?
So yes, do you climb back in through the window, make your way through the apartment, or?
I think I say to him, here, Rusty, what are we talking about, the situation? Are we bringing this fella with us, or?
I need you to see in there, John. I need you to know that I'm not crazy when I try and tell you what it is later. Easier if you just see it.
You want I should go in and you keep an eye on this fella here?
Sure.
So I move towards the open window and... Can I smell anything already? He stinks, right?
Yeah, he stinks. And then as you get towards the open window, you can smell this smell of death.
Yeah. So I might preemptively try and, drag something, either my collar or, something...
Great. Maybe you could give me a constitution roll with a bonus die.
Okay, great. As I sort of pull something over my face and peer in, yeah. Because my constitution is the same as Rusty's. It's very bad. It's all that smoking we do.
It's all the donuts. Smoking's fine.
So that's a 91.
Give me a 10s again.
No. 50.
Well, do you want to go in?
Can I see anything from out here? I mean, obviously it's daylight outside, so it might be really hard. But...
Yeah. No, from through the window, you can see these shapes covered in tarpaulins or sheets, and you can see one of them has been fallen on the floor and the sheet's been pulled off it.
Yeah.
And you can see from here that it looks like it's composed of some sort of animal carcasses, basically.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you sick fuck.
And I think even seeing that, you're going to have to give me a sanity roll.
Yeah, probably worse that it's sort of half seen. That's 29, so yeah, a success.
Okay, so just a D2, please. So a D4, and then we'll half it.
1.
Oh, great. So 1 sanity point, please.
Okay.
What did you start on?
40.
Oh, you're worse than me?
Yep.
So you're both now 7 points off.
Yep.
Dear.
Yep.
So basically, you're both outside the window. I think, Rusty, you've already experienced the worst of it. So you probably could, you've been right through the middle of it. So you could probably, pull yourself together enough to climb back in the window and have a look around if you wanted to. Carmel, I think I'm going to need either some sort of push to overcome this foul stink.
Here, you got a little flask on you or anything?
Maybe.
Sure.
I mean, I might have one. I'm not sure. I don't really have anything listed.
Yeah, I mean, do it.
I've certainly got those really smelly cigars, so I'm definitely going to light one of those up if I'm going back in.
Oh, that's a good shout. Will you light a cigar? If you do have, one of us has a hip flask of like whiskey, bourbon or something, I might take out like a handkerchief and just like soak it in that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like breathe through the fumes of it, you know? Thinking that'll like neutralise a lot of the scent, hopefully.
So I'll let you give me another Constitution roll.
Okie dokie.
With and you can have a bonus die again because you're still using your thing to cover your mouth. But it is a pushed roll.
Cool. 12.
Okay, so all you can smell now really is, I mean, there's still the stench, but you mainly are getting whiskey or bourbon or whatever.
Like an alcoholic pomander.
As you climb in through the window, and you climb in through the window and you move between these half a dozen tall shapes under sheets.
Oh, Christ. That many?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And you see this one on the floor that's... It's strange because, like, on one hand, it's just a mess of animal carcasses, but at the same time, you know that it's like a spire. It's architectural somehow. You don't know why that it speaks to you of architecture.
It doesn't look like somewhere in New York City, does it? Doesn't remind us of a building in New York.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't remind you of any building you've ever seen before.
Does it remind me of my honeymoon to the Indus River Valley? No, I'm joking.
So I don't know. You've got all these other things are covered in sheets. So I don't know whether you want to take a closer look at any of them.
Just for reference, the guy, he's handcuffed now, right?
Yeah.
So I've pushed him through the window.
Fine. He's not resisting.
I still push him.
Yeah.
Mind your head.
Hate this guy.
I think I do, like, covering my mouth, I look to Rusty and grab a sheet on one of the others and sort of look at him like, shall I?
Yeah, we probably best have a look at everything.
And I do.
You better start talking, you piece of shit.
I pull one down just because I'm thinking, like, that one's dogs, maybe the next one's pigeons or children. I mean, fuck knows, right? We need to know what we're dealing with here. If someone can do this to dogs, who knows what they can do to anything.
So you pull it off and it's the same. It's another sort of tower.
Budgerigars.
It's carved or built out of like metal or something. There's some kind of structure, and then it's dressed with these dog carcasses.
Yeah.
But this, because this one hasn't fallen and broken, you're sort of even more aware that it's clearly like a tower, some kind of a building almost. But you can't quite get your head around the geometry of it. It's really unsettling. And
it's like the Shard.
It's a lot like the Shard, yeah.
Oh, Christ.
It's a lot like the Shard. And Rusty, you're like made aware that this is very familiar from your dream. Was it that dream with that strange little man, or was it a dream you had a long time ago, perhaps? But these shapes are at the same time completely foreign,
alien,
exotic, unknown, alien, perhaps that's the right word, maybe.
My God.
But at the same time familiar in a really unsettling way. And I don't know whether you pull off the other sheets or not, but I
think I have the urge to open them all up.
Fine. So you pull off...
I think it's worse to imagine what's under them without seeing it.
Yeah, you pull off one sheet after the other and you find yourself standing in the middle of almost like a city of these tall, dark towers covered in fur and blood and viscera.
Oh, God.
And does this guy we've caught, does he look like Philip Seymour Hoffman at all? That's a very niche reference.
No, he doesn't look like Philip Seymour Hoffman. Who does he look like? Let's think.
Sinek Doggy, New York.
Yeah. Sinek Doggy. I was going for something like that. You got it. No. I actually think he looks a little bit like a sort of
down on his luck Lovecraft.
Hippie Lovecraft.
Hippie Lovecraft, maybe, yeah.
God.
Yeah, he's skinny and drawn and sunken eyes and intense, dark and kind of slightly clammy.
Yeah. And it's all dogs, from what we can see.
Yeah.
I think he's still glazed over, and I think, I'm sure Rusty's got him in a tight grip or he's pushed him against something, but I want to say, listen now. We're still with quite a smooth, sort of gentle sounding voice, but let's sort of say, who the fuck would do this? I don't care if these are strays. Why the fuck have you skinned these dogs? I got a dog at home. You skin my dog? Would you skin my dog?
He doesn't answer.
That's really irritating. I might punch him.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah, I mean, I think I will, because, I mean, that is sort of how we get information out of people a lot of the time.
Okay. Sure.
I keep up the calm talk and demeanour, but I just want to, give him a hard one across the cheek,
Okay, you do. You punch him around the face, and he's clearly hurts him, and he looks a bit shaken by it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything.
Ah, fuck, that ain't gonna get us nowhere. This guy's not responding to anything. Ugh.
Keep an eye on him a sec.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly, because I presume it's not a big apartment.
No.
I want to go around the other rooms and just see what's where, if I can.
Sure. So it's basically, it's almost like a big bed sit. There's a little kitchenette off to the side and a little bathroom. But the main room is like got a bed in the corner, and then it's almost like he's cleared this big space in the middle to build his masterpiece.
So that's it. What's the state of the bathroom like?
A lot of offal going down the plug.
It's you have a little look in the bathroom. It's kind of grubby, but it's not. This room is very much the scene of the crime, if you like.
And has he been using? So the noise was him using tools, presumably.
Yeah, there's a few tools lying around. It looks like maybe these things, the frame, they're built on frames of maybe metal. You're not quite sure.
And there's no books or anything like that, or documents, or identification, or...
There's nothing obvious lying around. I
think I'd probably do a fairly thorough set. I mean, fine, not take too long, but I'd look under the bed. I'd look, in any drawers.
No, I would say... give me an intelligence roll.
Ooh.
Or idea roll.
That is an extreme success, an 11 on 75.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, you get quite a lot for that, I think. So the first thing, you do have a really good look around, and I think Detective Carmel is, I can only say his name like that, is looking after Price, for this is Clark Price, of course. And so you have a really good look around, and you've searched plenty of apartments. And the thing that comes to you is there's really nothing. There's no books or journals, or you've come across like psychopaths before, and there's always like some kind of evidence of where they've come from, in terms of where their ideas have come from, or
some sort of diary manifesto sort of fucking thing. Yeah,
some kind of yeah, exactly, a diary or a manifesto, or like a smoking gun towards this.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing that comes to you is this: the apartment is bare.
There's no personal effects.
Apart from this horrific scene in the middle of the room, there's no reading material. There's nothing that looks like it's inspired this. And I will, because it was an extreme success, I will give you something for the idea, which is that...
Well, I've drawn one conclusion myself, which might be what you're about to tell me, but go on.
Well, I was just going to say that the apartment reveals nothing about the life of this man. But you have the realization that there's a lot of people living together in close quarters, and maybe one of his neighbors might be able to tell you something that his room is not telling you.
Yeah. Well, what I want to do, the conclusion I've drawn, is having looked around, I go up to him and I get my nightstick under his neck again and I say, "All right, buddy, I'm no fool. I see what this is. This is your little workshop, isn't it? Your little studio. So where do you live? You got some other place? Huh? You better start talking or we're going to beat the shit out of you."
I don't understand. This
The other place you're going to live is the Metropolitan Cemetery.
is where I live. This is where I live and eat and sleep, or where I used to sleep.
What do you mean used to sleep?
Well, I haven't slept much recently.
Yeah, Rusty, bring him over towards the door. There's one way of verifying if this is who we think it is. And I want to go out and slip into the next apartment and say, "Ma'am, are you still there? How's that coffee doing?"
Oh, hello. Yeah, you ready for your coffee?
Yeah, almost. I just wanted to say, your neighbor, you know his name?
Oh, thank you so much. He hasn't made any noise for at least the last 15 minutes.
Well, we try to help.
It's been a blessed relief. I was thinking about getting a bit of shut-eye.
Yes, well, serve and protect, that's what we do. I tell you what, could you name him for me, your neighbor?
Price, Clark Price.
Yeah, that's what we thought. You'd recognize him, of course.
Oh, of course.
Would you mind just stepping out into the corridor? Don't come too close to the apartment. It's still police business. But, here, Rusty, you mind bringing the perp out?
I bring him out, holding him by his hair.
Yeah.
This the guy?
Clark, what are you doing? You used to be such a nice boy.
There's the answer.
Yeah, that's him. That's the face I seen sneaking back from those sleazy music halls at all times in the morning.
Oh, is that it?
Music halls, huh?
That's right.
So he did go and see Seven, the musical. Let me ask you, ma'am, how long have you lived in this building?
Oh, about 20 years.
How long has he lived here?
Oh, no. 5-10 years?
All right. You don't know if he has another residence anywhere?
No, I don't believe so. As I say, he's, I see him come back quite late at night, quite often. Hear him come back. He tells me he's been to those dirty music halls.
I see.
Which one?
Oh, I don't know.
You frequent those music halls, do you? Do you, Clark?
Clark says nothing.
Hey, answer your neighbor. Don't be rude.
Nothing.
Yeah, not to worry. Here, I'll come and grab that cup of joe off you in a sec. We're gonna book him, take him downtown, just straighten him out, you know? You won't have any more trouble from him, don't you worry. All I'll say is, don't go into his apartment. There's stuff in there, we gotta keep everything the way it was, just so,
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it.
Of course.
A person's private apartment, doesn't matter how noisy they've been, a person's private apartment is their own.
Man's home is his castle. That's the old phrase, isn't it? Something like that. Well, I appreciate it.
Something like that.
No, it's full of dead dogs. Anyway,
What was that?
Nothing.
It's an old police phrase. A man's house is a pile of dead dogs.
Oh, you police, sir. You have your own vernacular.
It's a strange idiom. It makes sense when you've been a detective for a while.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So if you don't mind me sort of abridging a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there was one thing I wanted to do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay.
I was going to turn to John and say, hey, watch him for a second. I'll phone the station.
Yeah, okay.
So I was going to ring it in and tell them what we found.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, I've got something I'd like to do. While you go ahead to phone them, I'll say, yeah, sorry, we couldn't stick around, but, hey, well, I'll be back for that. Tell me about those dreams you've been having. Because I've been having some mighty strange dreams of my own, and, I'm a dreamer myself. I always find it interesting hearing about them. Not you, Clark. I mean, ma'am, here.
Oh, I have lots of dreams. Let me show you what I've been dreaming about. Dead dogs everywhere, dead dogs. Every fucking apartment.
Well, I just think this hot weather makes me sleep uneasily and...
yeah. You get feverish, don't you? I get the same.
Yes, exactly. And I just dream more. I dream of my poor husband, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
And I
God rest his soul indeed.
dream of our wedding and our honeymoon. And
oh, yeah.
But you know how dreams can be, and sometimes I dream of our honeymoon, but it's not the same. It's not where we really went.
Where is it?
I don't know, some strange... It just looked... It looks different. You know how dreams are.
Yeah, I do.
Things are different.
How was he on the harmonium, your little husband?
Oh, no, he wasn't musical at all. No.
Just checking.
No. Anyway, I won't keep you from your work.
Yeah, appreciated. What was your name again, ma'am?
Maggie.
Maggie. Strong Irish name. Well, have a good day, Maggie.
I do have some Irish.
Yeah. Would you like some? No, I'm joking.
Oh. Right. You're a very attractive young man, but...
Yeah, I gotta get this guy. Anyway.
I'm old enough to be your great-great-great-grandmother.
The fuck are you? Booker. She's a demon.
Booker and fucker. That's the John Carmel way. Got that, for God's sake.
Well, thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
So while this is going on, Rusty calls in the case, and someone picks up and just sort of takes down some notes. Right. Dead dogs. All right. Sculptures. All right. Crazy man.
Yeah, we're gonna need it. It's a crime scene down here. We're gonna need probably a couple more detectives and a cleanup team.
All right, you better get back here. The chief's gone crazy. Things have really kicked off.
Yeah, well, tell him they need to wear like a nosegay because it stinks.
Yeah, you better be careful. It's like a crime scene in there.
Fine. So you phone it in. You get back in the car. You throw Clark in the back. He doesn't resist. He's silent. And you get back to the station and you take him down to the booking. Is that what it's called? Central. Yeah. Anyway, you hand him over to the.
Yeah.
He gets thrown in a cell.
We obviously warn them. He might be a jumper. He might be a bit of a risk.
Yeah. Take his shoelaces off of him.
Yeah.
They've got all the information. Hand over everything, and you go in. And the chief, you hear the chief as soon as you sort of walk in. Chief spots you from his desk, and he says,
"Oh, Steele, Carmel, get in here! Get in here now, quickly!"
Ah, Jesus.
Oh, what's this I hear about some dead dog shit? Artists with murdering dogs?
Yeah, well, that's what we found, sir.
It was a lot of dogs.
That's not the kind of thing you expect with a noise complaint, but hey, you sorted that out. Now listen, I'm sorry, I know this is, you want to get onto that. I'm sure you want to work out where all those dogs came from, but I got more important business. Missing persons case.
Okay.
It's a missing person case. Maria Vestry. I need you guys on this right now. It's just, I'm getting it in my ear from her family. You mind checking it out?
He looks at the clock and he's like,
grab lunch on the go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you could, take 5 minutes, get some lunch, and then...
Yeah.
Maria Vestry, her name is. She's a mother of two. Her husband seems like a decent guy. I don't think he's got anything to do with it, but I guess he's the first port of call.
Yeah. Well, where'd she go missing from? We got any details on her work, or...?
Oh, I don't got nothing. I say, go speak to her husband.
Right, okay.
He just phoned it in.
Okie dokie.
All right. We'll go speak to her fucking husband.
Yeah. We'll go fucking speak.
Here's the address.
and he slams the address down on the desk in front of you.
Okay. Well, head off, but make sure that team's got you might need some hardened guys on that apartment.
Yeah, it's fine. Dead dogs. Who's got a problem with dead dogs?
Nose gaze is what you need.
So as you leave the station, if you do, you walk past Cindy again, just talking to another woman from the typing pool, saying,
I heard he was making sculptures out of dogs.
Fucking hell, news travels fast around here.
That's right, Cindy.
Oh, Detective Caramel.
Hey, Cindy. How you doing?
That's right, Cindy. They were made out of dogs.
How are you? Who's your friend?
Oh, this is Loretta.
Nice to meet you, Loretta.
She's married. Loretta's married.
Dogs' faces, dogs' buttholes, dogs' earlobes,
Oh,
dogs'
Hey, Rusty, not in front of the broads.
nostrils.
Not in front of the dolls, come on.
I'm just filling in on the details.
Yeah, there's no need, huh? It's still an open investigation. My friend here, he's just trying to scare you. Don't worry. Let's grab that drink later, Cindy, okay?
oh,
If you're keen.
that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure. I think I could.
He can tell you all about the dog minarets.
I think I. I think I could find time.
Okay, sounds good. See you down at O'Reilly's.
so, you've got an address for Maria Vestry.
Yep. Lower East Side again, I assume?
Yeah.
Because it's the only area I know.
That's right, Lower East Side.
Yeah. I should have known. Well, let's go speak to this broads.
Obviously, you know it's not ideal that, you've just come back with one case. You'd like to be trying to get your facts together, but
I kind of want to know.
of course you do, but you've immediately been sent out again. And this is kind of standard. Maybe it wouldn't be normal for a fucking Monday morning, but
I'm just fucking hoping that guy doesn't Jeffrey Epstein himself while we're away. But let's
yeah, well.
let's head to this broad's husband's place. I'm sure he'll be a beacon of honesty regarding their recent upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's head there. Absolutely. I think there's part of me that's sort of like, although I really want to be finding out what the fuck this guy's mind was about and where he's getting these dogs, there's part of me that's quite relieved to just be on another, missing persons thing. Because I'm assuming it's going to be some broad who they've had a falling out. She's gone to stay with her sisters. He's trying to embarrass her by calling the police to, it's usually something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, or they'll be rich folks who are pulling some kind of insurance fraud scam.
Yeah, exactly. She's actually in a canoe in a hidden room on the other side of the house or something.
Yeah, cutting off dead dog's fingers and sending them in the post. Shaving a dog, cutting its fingers off, putting it in the post.
Sorry.
Oh, your daughter had very big fingers, ma'am.
What big paws you have, daughter.
The old shave a dog routine.
Yeah, they are.
Seen it 1,000 times.
So you make your way over to Vestry's.
Yeah.
As we're driving along, I turn to John and I say, "Hey, John, what
Hey, you punks, get out of the street.
did you make of that thing she said about him going to music halls?"
Remind you of your dream, did it? Get out of the street, I said.
Well, in the sense, I guess, it was in a theater. But, yeah, I mean, do you think that was odd?
Sorry, you were saying?
Music halls. Like vaudeville, I guess. He didn't look like the kind of guy who was into vaudeville.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that weird. She was an older woman. I mean, the music halls, no one's a fan of the popular music, are they? They think they're dens of iniquity. I've been to a couple of them before. They're just kids having fun, sometimes middle-aged people having fun. I wouldn't set too much store by that.
I don't know, it just seems like a weird detail.
Yeah, for sure. But they never said there was music coming from his apartment, did they? Just sounds.
They did.
Oh, they did? They said music?
I think they said music.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. I assumed it was just that machinery he was using to put up those, minarets.
Well, maybe he was a performer.
Well,
Maybe he was, I assumed he was lying about the music halls because that's the time of night he'd go out and get a load of dogs.
well, yeah, exactly.
But you'd think she'd notice him coming home with a load of dogs. You'd think someone would hear the barking.
We still got that radio we took off that kid?
I think we let the kid keep the radio.
Oh, did we? Fuck, that was a mistake.
We're not great cops.
I should have seen what fucking station it was tuned to. Fucking music hall FM.
Yeah. Late night, stray dog howling
Yeah.
on the medium wave.
Yeah, well, we'll keep it in mind anyway. I tell you what, if this, Madame Maria Vestry or whatever her name is, if she's, frequenting music halls as well. Maybe they're connected, huh? He says as a joke and immediately thinks, oh God, I hope they're not. That would be fucking...
Or if she works for the city pound.
Yeah. Who's driving?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're driving, and Detective Caramel, as you're sort of having this conversation, you're just sort of resting your eyes for a bit.
Yeah.
While he's driving. And there's all this talk about dogs, stray dogs. Reminds you of, sometimes you don't remember you had a dream until long after. You're like halfway through the day, you're like, fuck, I had a weird dream last night.
Oh, yeah. Could be a smell or anything can just click you back in on it.
Yeah, and it's all this talk about dogs and killing dogs and stuff, and you remember the dream you had last night, which was it was about your Uncle Freddie, and it was the same dream that you have time and time again about the way he was found.
Yeah.
Sunk in, was it in the Hudson River?
It was in the Hudson. In the muck.
With a pair of concrete galoshes.
Yeah. The poor fucker.
They need to stop selling those.
Yeah, they really do.
And the weird thing about the dream you had last night was it was the same as always. You felt you were there at the bottom of the river.
Yeah.
Talking to Uncle Freddie.
Talking to him, yeah. And his hair's just floating about around his face while he speaks to me quite casually usually.
Yeah. And what was he saying to you last night in your dream?
I mean, he was talking to me again. It was like I was a kid again, the way it always is. You know, he's taller than me. I don't know if that's because of the concrete on his feet or because I'm a kid again when I'm there, but...
Concrete platforms.
Concrete platforms. He's like David Bowie, but at the bottom of a river and dead. And he sort of stares down at me. And he's saying you should, you joined the force. That's good. You joined the force. I always knew you would, but no one solved this yet, have they? They never solved this. You never solved this. You let them get away with it. Because you were scared? Is it because you were scared, kid? I'm saying no. It wasn't because I was scared. There was no paper. There was no trail. Maybe I try and flick back to a better memory of us. There aren't many, but the one I flick back to accidentally is being out on his porch in Queens and petting his dog, which was always a bit intemperate with me. When I was a little kid, it would sometimes snap at me, and I was sort of always desperate for his approval and therefore its, but occasionally it would just nip at me, and it put the fear of God into me. And I was scared of dogs for a while as a kid, although I got over it years ago.
Yeah.
And so that memory I try and switch to doesn't help me much either, what with the context of the day.
It doesn't. And you flip to it and you think of the dog, but then you're back under the water, staring at Freddie with his hair waving.
Yeah.
Talking to him quite normally, as if you live under the water.
Yeah.
With these dark shapes all around, and you realise that's why they were familiar to you as well.
Yeah.
These dark towers rising up from under the water.
Fuck. They're always there.
Horrible.
And in amongst them, not dogs, but cats. And you remember hearing once that in Istanbul or Constantinople, as it was, that the cats were almost like a sacred animal, and people would leave out stray cats everywhere, and people would leave out food and water and milk for them, and no one would ever like kick a cat, or the cats were
revered,
almost worshipped, but really revered.
Yeah.
And you think about the contrast between the New York where a man can go out and harvest stray dogs for his art project.
Yeah.
And then this is it a subterranean city, or is it a weird vision of Istanbul with these cats that are just precious and allowed to roam everywhere.
And they are roaming free under the Hudson, under the surface.
And then you're back in the car as you pull up outside the Vestry's house.
Oh, Christ. I think I light up a cigarette and I say, you're talking about dreams. I need to get my head out of this funk. I think I had a bad night myself last night. It's only just catching up to me. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the stench of that place.
Well, I gotta take a quick leak.
Yeah.
Take a slash.
Okay. Back wheel, yeah?
In real life.
In real life.
I'll be quick.
Oh, IRL.
But in the game, I'll take a slash.
As you pull up, a man opens the door and says,
Oh, thank God you're here. I don't know where she is.
Get out of my way. I gotta take a piss.
fine, we'll take 2 minutes. We can have a quick piss break.
And I rush to the alleyway.
Oh, you're not going to use his toilet? So you've gone up the alley to take a leak, Rusty, and Mr. Vestry, you presume, is saying,
Oh, thank God you're here. I got no idea where she's gone. She's never done this before.
Mr. Vestry, I presume.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought I did. Okay, well, calm yourself. Listen, we'll, can we...
I'm trying to...
Can we come into your place, or...
Sure. Coming in.
Hey, Rusty, we're heading in.
Yeah, I'm here.
Piss all over his shoes.
Ah, jeez. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, what do you want to know?
When was the last time you saw her? Did she say anything about...
Yesterday.
Right, okay.
Yesterday morning. I work weekends, and you know what it's like. Pick up extra hours. I work down on the docks, stevedore, and I left in the morning. I got back. She wasn't here. I thought maybe the kids weren't here. I thought maybe they'd gone to church. I don't know. Who the fuck knows?
Were any of their clothes gone? Any possessions taken? Had she packed a bag? Did it look like she packed a bag?
I don't know. It didn't look like it. It didn't look like she'd taken anything. I don't know.
So the place wasn't in disarray or anything? It didn't look like there'd been an argument or...
Oh, look, the place is never particularly clean, tidy.
I'm not one to judge. You should see my place. I'm just asking if it was any different to usual.
No, I didn't notice anything different.
Right.
No sign of a breakage or an entry.
Yeah, more to the point.
No.
And she hadn't mentioned anything about family, friends going to visit?
No, nothing. No, nothing.
Right. So all you know is you got home from work. She and the kids were gone. No sign of any misdemeanor, and you've not seen him since.
Nothing, that's what I'm saying. I got no idea.
Right. Now listen, you'd not had any trouble with the neighbors, anyone coming around? You got no outstanding issues with anyone, or?
No, it's tight round here. Everyone looks out for each other,
Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, can you think of anywhere that she might have gone? I know that sounds like a silly question, but anything that might give us some sort of lead. Did she...
No, why would she go away for a night, if it was...
Well, exactly, why would she? But if there's no sign of...
Thought maybe she could have gone to... I thought maybe she'd gone to church or see some friends, take the kids to the park, but it was late when I got back. It was...
How old is she?
How old is she? How old is Maria?
Yeah.
She's 29.
Right.
All right. And does she have a job?
No, she did a bit of sewing for the, folks around here. She, do a few odd jobs, but no, she was homemaker.
She sew anything recently? Any tapestries? Any horrifying tapestries she sewed recently?
What? What are you talking about? No.
No, I'm kidding. But you were all right for money, is what I'm saying. You're not struggling.
Yeah,
She been embroidering any dogs? Sewing any dogs?
What? What are you talking about?
Been sewing dogs?
I don't know what you're talking about. Sewing dogs.
Here,
I think I know how this one ends.
Rusty, heel.
She no. We made ends meet. Yeah, times were tough, but
Front to dogs, to backs to dogs, those kind of ends meeting. I know how this ends.
Why are you talking about dogs? We don't got a dog.
Hey,
We've had a weird morning.
so we've had a weird morning. We've had a very weird morning.
Well, I had a weird fucking 24 hours. Lost my wife and kids.
Yeah, sounds it. We're gonna find them. We're gonna find them for you.
Could you maybe get out there and look for them?
Yeah, but so far you've given us nothing to go on, so we'll be wandering around the city looking for a ghost. So are you sure you can't tell us anything now? Whatever you tell us will not be passed on. If there's something you're embarrassed about, it's not like this is going to be in the papers or anything. We gotta check anything that could lead us in the right direction.
I have no idea where she's gone. That's why I called the police.
Okay.
I need you to find her.
Okay.
You keep mentioning this church. What church is it?
It's All Saints on Main.
Oh, yeah. I love their music.
Never, ever, ever been so sad.
Yeah, the alphabet runs right from A to Z.
Never, ever, ever been so low. That's the one, so low.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Christ, I just wish someone would just take me to the beach.
Well, listen, we'll run it past the Sugar Babes and get back to you. But for the time being, can we have a look inside the apartment?
Yeah, sure. Take a look, but she ain't here.
Okay. Well, we gotta have something to go on. Even if it's just a picture. So let's grab a photo at least.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he runs into the bedroom and immediately brings out a photo. It's a wedding photo. And he says, "No, this was 9 years ago when we got married. But
Okay.
she looks the same. She looks the same as the day she did when we got married."
All right. Hey. It's okay. We're gonna find her. Now, what about the kids? Any pics of them?
Yeah, sure.
and he gets his wallet out and he's got two little, those little sort of oval photos
Yeah, locket style, yeah.
of a couple of kids, exactly a boy and a girl, like all done up in sort of like
Sunday best, yeah.
Sunday best.
He says, that's Paulie. He's 8. And this is Joanna. She's 6.
Okay. Paulie and Joanna. Okay. Now, Mr. Vestry, you mind if we just have a wander through the place? I mean, there's no suspicion on yourself, of course, but sometimes
No.
we're detectives, we might spot something you've missed.
Of course. Look at anything you need to.
I'd like to wander through and just, if it's doing a spot hidden or whatever, just see if there's anything out of place that seems odd. Or is there a back garden or anything?
No.
No, okay.
It's a small little sort of terrace.
Great. And do I get the impression they're Catholics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can give me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden? It's not great, but I may as well try. 50 on my 40. No. Don't see anything.
You don't see anything out of place.
Yeah.
I mean, but you would. I mean, like he says, it's kind of messy. It looks lived in. They've got 2 kids. He works. She works a bit.
While John Caramel's having a look around, I said to him, "Did she have any family besides yourself in the city?"
Yeah, she's her mother lives here.
Right.
We see her quite a lot.
Have you spoken to her?
Yeah, can I have the address? Just want to check in.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, she lives just around the corner. She knows she was the first person I checked with when Maria went missing.
Anyone else?
She got a lot of friends. They all mostly live in the neighborhood. Her sister lives upstate.
How was she sleeping before she disappeared?
Give me a psychology roll.
I've just unlocked the secret, the hidden dialogue tree. Or potentially succeed. Oh, well.
Humble?
That's 100.
Wow.
100.
100.
Fuckity do.
Oh.
He killed her. He's killed her.
Well, he might have actually done so.
Yes, true.
When you say that, you you see a look in his face that is, it's like you've clearly said something that's deeply, deeply offended him, or alarmed him. He looks angry with you at the mention of how she might have slept.
Oh, I get it.
And he looks almost like maybe he's about to hit you.
Oh, he can try. I sort of zone in on this and I go, oh, I get it. You don't know how she's been sleeping. She ain't been sleeping here, am I right? She's been sleeping around, perhaps.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about it. She's been having an affair.
Yeah, Rusty.
What are you talking about? She's been having an affair.
You know about it, right?
What? What do you know? What do you know about?
I just know what you're telling me with your face.
What?
He grabs you by the collar.
Here.
I punch him really hard.
Christ.
You don't grab Rusty Steele, PD.
You don't grab Rusty Steele.
Okay, you punch him. Give me a brawl roll.
Yeah, don't grab Rusty Steele. You'll get cut.
Give me a brawl roll.
You get tetanus.
Where is my brawl? Yeah, that's a success.
Well, you're lucky he was going for a dodge rather than a fight back, because he has rolled a 0-3.
Oh, wow.
So you got to punch him, and he dodges, and he comes up like this, like he is this guy knows how to fight. Like he's like he looks like he's got he goes into like a sort of the stance of like a street boxer, like a bare knuckle boxer. And his hands come up, and then he realizes like what he's doing and who he's looking at, and he sort of lowers his hands and he says,
I shouldn't have put my hands on you. I'm sorry, but I don't know where my wife is, and talking about her sleeping around. What do you know? I don't know. I just want you to find her. I love her. I don't care what's been happening. Just want you to find her.
Yeah, that's all right. Now listen, Mr. Vestry, it's just a police technique we use from time to time. We need to see if someone's feeling guiltier than they're letting on, okay? It's a legitimate technique. We all learned it in the academy, okay? And it gets results more than you'd think. So
Rusty, you think he is being really, really defensive suddenly.
Yeah, I could show you some techniques.
But Caramel, could you give me a psychology roll?
I was going to ask, do I see any of the same thing that he's saying? Yeah.
I guess your psychology is the
It'll be
base.
10, so it's very unlikely that I'll...
Of course, I was at the academy a lot longer ago, and the techniques were a lot different then.
I'm spending the luck, because I rolled an 11, so I'm spending 1 luck, obviously. You don't roll 1 over and not spend the luck.
Fantastic. So you're assessing the situation, and for your money, this guy is just really jumpy,
Right.
because he doesn't know where his wife is.
Okay.
You don't see any guilt.
Yeah.
You see a really scared, sad, worried husband.
Yeah.
You don't think you don't think he's got anything to do with this.
Okay.
He's jumpy for sure, but like
Yeah.
because a policeman has just tried to punch him.
Yeah.
Hey, he grabbed me.
Yeah.
You told him his wife was having an affair, but well.
Yeah, I asked. I didn't tell him.
Well, you implied quite heavily.
Yeah.
And I think I say, techniques like that aside, sorry, that's the last thing we'll put on you like that. We're going to find her for you. We're going to find the kids. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Listen, Rusty, I think this guy's clean. He's just worried about his wife. You can tell. Come on, let's get out. We'll have a look.
We should check the red light district.
Hey.
Why I gotta...
Come on, get outside. Now, Mr. Vestry, could you give me a mother's address, a sister upstate? Just any... We probably won't need to call on them. I'm sure we'll find them soon, but just so we have them.
Yeah, sure.
And he gets a piece of paper and starts scribbling down a bunch of addresses for you, yeah. So he gives you the mother's address. She's sort of just around the corner. The sister who lives upstate.
Syracuse, right, I see.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, and she sees a lot My friend Catherine, he writes down another name, another address just down the road.
That her best friend, Catherine, you say?
Yeah, I guess, I guess women have got a lot of friends, but
Yeah, tell me about it.
yeah, she's Catherine a lot.
Right. What do they do together? They go out dancing, they go out listen to music, or any hobbies?
Oh, she doesn't. Oh, well, yeah, I guess they go out every now and again. Maybe dancing.
Yeah. Were there any good spots around here? Music halls or anything like that? Or,
I don't know. I'm not really into music.
No, me neither.
She listens to music.
Right.
She listens to music, but it's not really my thing.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you for your help, sir. Listen, we're going to update you, so don't worry. We got our best people on the case. And sorry about that fracas earlier. It's just part of the business. Anyway, we'll be calling in. If you hear anything, let us know.
Of course. Thank you. I hope you find her.
We will. One way or the other. I say under my breath.
We'll find your loved one, dead or alive.
What? What did you say? What did he say?
Something about the red light district. Don't worry about it. So I think if we leave the apartment, I might just, as we're walking back to the car, be like, Rusty, man, what the fuck? No offense, but, the guy...
What did you say to me, kid? No one grabs me.
Hey. I get...
Grab me by the lapels, a piece of shit.
I know. And you did right to that. He deserved a chinning. But all I'm saying is, I didn't get a bad vibe from the guy,
Yeah, well, I've been doing this job a lot longer, sunshine.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I guarantee by the end of this case, we'll find out that he's not only has he killed his wife, he's taken her skin off and stitched up some great big Empire State Building a human skin in his garage. That's what it's gonna be.
Right. Well, who knows?
This is New York City, pal.
Yeah, I recognize it. Listen, let's, what do we do? Check on the mother?
Normal murder's not good enough. It's always gotta be somewhat weird.
Listen, you're right. And hey, like we know, rule number 1, it's usually someone they know, a loved one. So how about we head round to his Mars, since it's just round the corner, her Mars, and see what she's got to say about this chap we just talked to.
While you're by the car, if that's where you are,
Yeah.
could you both give me a spot hidden?
I'm gonna see that little man again.
Would you take a listen?
In fact, yes, I would take a listen.
It's only 5 points better, but I just figured it's my better skill.
No, I'd definitely take a listen, yeah.
That's a success for me. I could make it hard if you want.
Yes, success, 44 and a 45.
Both listens, or is it? What did you roll, Dom?
Mine's a spot hidden.
So Dom's got success on a spot hidden and Danann success on a listen?
I've just succeeded on my listen.
So, Danann, you hear some kids down the road.
Yeah. Going, I smell bacon.
Like kicking the can around. You're just aware that there are kids playing in the street.
Okay.
Freeze! And meanwhile, Rusty, you see a couple of women in the other direction having a conversation.
I opened fire. No,
We're not doing realism. Come on, mate.
we've got a lot of American listeners. We can't rely on them to understand sarcasm.
Can't even rely on them to be left wing.
These kids keep calling me constable, but making it sound like you know what. Can I hit them?
Yeah, they make it sound like my wife's had a shave downstairs.
Christ. Well, I look in the direction of the kids, obviously, as we're walking to the car, like if I hear them kicking something around. At a glance, I want to see if I just happen to see Paulie or Joanna. Probably not, because they wouldn't be in their Sunday best anyway, but...
So you look at the kids, couple of boys, couple of girls. They do not look like they are Paulie or Joanna.
Right.
But they're about that age.
Yeah.
They are sort of between kind of 5 and 10.
Hey, kids, you ever seen the inside of a police car before?
I've got a dog.
Do you go up and speak to them?
I no, but I think I do say to Rusty, here, maybe these guys might have heard from this Paulie or Joanna. They're probably friends. He said they're all close with the neighbours. Might be worth just checking in.
Yeah, there's 2 women down there. They're probably friends as well, because it's the 40s. And women all know each other.
And because the keeper said he'd wrap up by midnight.
Yeah.
You talk to the kids and I'll talk to the ladies.
Since they're there, it would seem stupid not to. So I want to saunter over, and maybe, I've got really good dexterity. So in an ideal world, they chip the can up, and I'll do I'll bounce it off my chest and score a goal like a cool cop, and then be like, "Hey, you kids,
You're under arrest.
Well, I want to try and do something cool if I get the chance, just to sort of see if I can earn their respect.
Okay, well, I mean, you're going to try and get them to kick the can to you, so you can do that?
I'll go to walk through their game, and if there's an opportunity where the can sort of comes across my path, I'll try and flick it up and bounce off my chest and score a cool goal or do something cool with it.
Which would be quite impressive, because I don't imagine anyone in America was playing soccer in the 1940s, but...
Exactly, but I'm very dexterous, so...
Yeah. Okay, well, give me a luck roll to see whether that moment arises.
Okay. I hope it does. No, 60. So it doesn't happen. So I just walk up to them and just stand there like a cunt.
And as you walk up to them, they sort of look at you and they're heads down, and they pick up the can and they just start sort of walking off.
They're sidling away. Hey, kids, here.
We ain't done nothing.
No. Hey, I know you ain't. Listen, I light up a cigarette and I say, any of you kids smoke?
They look at each other and say, "No."
You wanna?
"No."
Well, a boy should smoke. Gives you a nice deep voice later on in life. Anyway, I was just wondering, you friends with Paulie or Joanna?
They look at each other and say, "No."
I'll take that as a yes. So, you seen him recently?
They look at each other and say, "No."
You're gonna have to stop saying that fucking word.
Best detectives on the force. No, I'll take that as a yes.
Well, listen. I know you know them. Yeah, they live just over there, and I point to the house. And I say, your friends, they've gone missing, we're trying to find them, we're trying to help them. You want to help your friends, or do you want to, what? You seen them or not?
They sort of huddle together and they're trying to work out whether that's a yes/no question or not.
Fuckers. I know how you guys feel now on Restless in the Bay.
And one of them steps forward and says,
We're just 9, officer. We don't know.
I put the cigarette out in his eye. No, I don't.
We don't know. We don't know what happened.
Okay, I'll do my reverse psychology roll, and I'll just I'll take a big puff on my cigarillo, my cafe creme sort of style thing, and I'll just say, okay, no worries. Well, when I find him at the bottom of a river, I hope you enjoy wasting one of your days off at the funeral. Have a good day, kids. Glad to see you looking after each other. That's the American way. And I just turn my back and walk off.
You hear one of the girls go, and then one of the other ones goes, shh, shh, shh. It's okay. And then they start walking away.
Yeah, I turn back and look at the girl who cries and just sort of look at her in a sort of, I know you know sort of way. But I keep walking off because I'm not going to argue with them anymore. There's no point.
Well, they seem to walk away.
Fine. I'll head back over and intersect with Rusty as he's possibly talking to these two.
How's Rusty getting on?
Well, I'm going to jog after these women. Hey, ladies, slow down.
Oh, officer.
Yeah, I got some questions for you. Is either of yous...
Oh, we're very busy.
Yeah, well, this will only take a second. I'm very busy, too. I'm up to my eyeballs in dead dogs. Hey...
What did you say?
It's an old police expression. When you find a perp who's turned a lot of dogs into various statues.
Oh.
Happens more often than you'd think in New York City, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the weather for it is as hot as a Turk's mustache.
There's no need to be racist, ma'am.
Oh, my apologies, officer. And may I say how refreshing it is to see such progressive attitudes from the NYPD. Long may it continue.
Okay. Is either of you two's Maria Vestry?
No.
Do you know her?
Yes, we know Maria.
I'll take that as a yes.
I said yes.
I'm not going to lie to the police.
That's why I'm taking it as a yes. I'm not stupid. Do you know where she is? Husband says she's gone missing.
No. I heard she was missing, but I don't know where she could be.
This is one of them is talking to you, and the other one is not really saying anything.
And what about you? Cat got your tongue?
Oh no, I got no idea why Maria is.
You don't like her so much, I guess, huh?
Oh no, I'm very fond of her. We're very close.
Really? How close? Like best friends close, or?
Well,
And she looks at the other woman.
I don't know about best friends, but we're close.
Listen, you can tell me anything. I'm a bit suspicious of her husband, to tell the truth, and I just want to know, she been sleeping around? Is he abusive? What's the deal there?
Oh, no. No, he's, Joe's a real good guy.
You didn't answer my first question.
What was your first question?
Is she sleeping around?
I don't think so. No. I mean, no.
Well, I'm going to take that as a yes.
I don't understand you. Why do you take everything as a yes? Whether it's a no or a yes, you take it as a yes.
Something I picked up from my partner. Seems to work sometimes.
Oh.
Can I do a psychology roll to see how much I believe them in general?
Yeah.
Then I feel like they're holding back with something, but
Sure, yeah.
I can work out what it is. Not with rolls like that.
I fucked it with those kids so badly.
How do I push this? I think I push it by offering them. I offer them both a cigarette, and I lean in. And say, listen, I got bigger fish to fry today, and whatever you tell me, you ain't gonna go any further than me. I just need to find this broad. You understand how it is. Cigarette?
This sounds like you're pushing it with something other than psychology. Maybe is this a charm?
Oh, preferably not. If I'm going to be doing that, then I say,
Well, tell me, this sounds like a social role.
in which case, if I'm pushing it with a social role, I say, or we can do this the hard way. And I take the cigarettes back.
Oh, God.
They're like, oh.
I say, because, if she winds up dead, and it later turns out that you didn't tell me some information, I'm going to remember your faces real well. I'm good at that. And you could get stitched up for something. If you're hiding or you're protecting that man, because I already got suspicions on him. If you're protecting him from something he did to drive her away, and she's ended up dead, or he's killed her, and you're protecting him, I'll see you both get the chair.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Okay, give me an intimidate roll.
Fuck me.
So dark.
I mean, I assume you're trying to intimidate them. If you're going to be like, that was your charm.
I get the chair in 47. Or I'll say, I want to make sure you both hang. I'll make sure you both swing for it.
Hang in the chair.
Now that is a success on my intimidate. 55 on a 65.
Oh, great. Okay, so the first woman, a sort of taller, more forward woman, turns to the other one and says,
Tell him, Catherine. Tell him.
And the shorter, sort of slighter, quieter woman,
She says, I saw Maria. I saw Maria last night. She was out late. I tried to... Maria and I are real good friends. I tried to call out to her. I thought maybe she was going out and I could come with her. We sometimes go out together to the clubs, the nightclubs, and but she was with the kids. I don't know why she was taking them out so late, but she was just walking a couple of blocks away. That direction.
and she points sort of down the street.
Last night, I don't know where she was going, but she looked like maybe she was going to meet someone, or I don't know. But with the kids, I didn't understand it.
What did she say when you called out to her?
She didn't say nothing. She ignored me.
All right. Over there, you say?
Yeah, down just a couple of blocks away is where I saw her. But there's nothing down there, nothing like...
All right. I got one more question for you.
Sure.
When you go out to these clubs, did she ever get friendly with anyone else? Any other, the same, a regular person that she would...
Oh, no, never.
I don't mean nothing sexual. I'm talking about just anyone she fell in with who was new or in a recent last couple of months
Uh,
that you didn't know or was out of the normal circle of people?
no, I can't think of anything, Detective. I'm sorry. Maria was a real nice girl. Is a real nice girl. I don't understand.
What do you mean was? You saying she's dead? You saying he killed her?
No, that was a slip of the tongue by the keeper of the scenario. It was not slip of the tongue by the character.
Freud says there's no such thing as mistakes. Oh no, he says there's no such thing as accidents. They are mistakes.
They're halfway down the block.
Here, take his cigarette. You both earned it.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
I've got a tiny pitch, whether or not I can do it.
Yeah.
Is that as I've wandered away from these kids and towards Rusty, I might be wrong, but are the kids sort of, I've spooked them so they're spreading out away, or are they staying as a group? Because I wanted to...
They're still in a group. They're in a group.
Okay. I don't want to... That one girl who looked like she was on the point of, breaking, I feel like it's a lost opportunity if I don't try again to... But if they're part of a group, I don't know, it's going to completely undermine any authority I have to sort of chase after them after I've walked away. So, yeah, maybe I don't do anything. But I clock them. Do they just walk to another side of the park, or just the block?
They're just walking down the street away from you. I mean, it's all like little, narrow residential streets really around here where they just...
Well, I'll remember her face if I can. But as it is, I think I arrive next to Rusty as they move off with their hard-won cigarettes, I suppose.
So these two women, I think they say their goodbyes and they part ways, and they both sort of go towards houses that are quite close, and
yeah,
they go home basically.
All right. Get anything out of them?
Yeah. I had to real put the frighteners on them, but apparently one of them saw Maria last night.
Right.
With the kids, late. She was going that ways, and I point.
Right.
Apparently when she called to her, she didn't respond.
I checked the addresses that we were given. Is that a ways towards the mother's house, or is it the other way?
No. It's towards none of the addresses that you've been given.
And no, do we know the area at all? Does it lead into, is it industrial estate, Dockland? Is it just residential, more residential?
You don't really know the area.
Okay.
It's pretty residential, but that way is slightly more commercial than where you are at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a bit more going on down there, bars and shops and things.
Okay.
It's only a couple of blocks. You got the impression that she'd seen her.
Yeah.
That this Catherine had seen Maria like a couple of blocks away.
Yeah.
So you could go there on foot.
Was that Catherine? That was the friend Catherine that would...
I think...
Yeah, I don't know whether Rusty picked up on that, but yeah, her friend called her Catherine.
Yeah.
It was the whole best friend thing that was like, oh, right, that must be... Okay. Well, I sort of say, well, how about we take a ride down that area, just see if there's anywhere that, if it's a bustling area, maybe someone saw them last night. Maybe we can pick up the pieces.
Very true. I think if we head in that direction, the first music hall or nightclub we come across, check in there.
Makes sense.
Because it sounds like she would occasionally frequent those sorts of places.
And I tell you what, someone will remember seeing her brought out that late with her kids in tow.
Exactly.
So, yeah, how about we go down there, find ourselves a coffee and knock a few heads together. See if we can't remind him.
Let's do it. Hop in.
Nice. No, not donuts.
Not those donuts.
Not those donuts.
So you hop in the car and you kind of roll on down the road a couple of blocks till you get to the sort of the junction that you think that Catherine was pointing at.
Yeah.
And you pull up and it's there are a few sort of, there's shops and bars and a little motel on this junction basically.
Look at that. Motel.
Yeah.
A classic place that someone goes when they want to disappear.
You're not wrong from my experience.
That'd be my first port of call.
Yeah?
Not just because my attention was drawn to it by my unconscious.
Hey, I'm not questioning you here, but isn't it odd for someone to head to a motel so close to their house? If you're going to stay in a motel to hide yourself, surely you want to get a few miles out. I mean, what's the point in staying in a motel that close?
Yeah, but If you don't got a car and it's late and they've stopped the tram and you can't get a bus.
I guess we're back to why'd she leave then, but
I don't know. And you got 2 kids with you. I guess it makes sense.
I guess.
I would have assumed that she's moved on from now, if she did do that. But as a short-term solution.
Well, there's no harm in checking.
There's no harm in checking.
Yeah.
Let's go check in. And I go to the check-in desk.
You go straight for the motel?
Yeah. Sounds like that's the consensus.
Yeah.
Fine. So it's called the Night Spot Motel. It's a seedy little place.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's someone. It's like a red rim-eyed clerk behind the desk of the reception desk, like asleep on his feet, smoking a cigarette.
Hey there, sir. How you doing?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Detective Carmel here. This is Detective Steele.
Oh. Oh, hello, detective.
Yeah, thought that might wake you up. I do flash the badge just to give him a focus point.
Yeah.
Oh. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hello. Good officer detective. Good morning. Good afternoon. How can I help? Can I get you a room?
Let's call it midday, huh? Listen, we want to know about someone checking in here potentially last night. Bit late. Woman, 2 children.
Oh, we have, and he sort of like goes through his like mind to see if he can remember the phrase and just client confidentiality.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get you confused. You're clearly tired, worked off your feet. You don't have no client confidentiality in terms of the NYPD, I'm afraid.
Don't we?
If it was any old PI coming in here, that'd be different, but,
I think we do. Maybe I should call my boss.
maybe you should, yeah. So you're telling me you can't tell me anything?
I think we have client confidentiality. I think that's what it is.
Okay, as long as you're sure. Well, that's good, because when we find their bodies, it'll be good to know who said client confidentiality and who blocked our investigation.
Bodies? What did he say?
I said bodies. I said when we find their bodies, it'll be good to know who blocked the investigation so that we couldn't find them before they were killed. So thank you for your help. I'm glad you got your client confidentiality.
Oh, sorry, I'm not thinking straight. It's as hot as a turtle's anus out there. I just can't concentrate.
Yeah. And it just...
Let me loosen that tie for you a bit. You must be boiling. I grab his tie.
And I grab him by the belt.
Now, give me the fucking chicken book.
Well, it sounds like another intimidate roll.
It certainly does.
I'm assuming this is a good score of yours and not one you just keep lucking out on.
1!
Fuck me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was meant to be loosening the tie, but now I seem to got all mixed up about which way this fucking thing works.
I'm sorry.
And he pulls out a book from under the desk, and he says like through his constricted neck, his tie, he says,
I just leave this here while I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, good idea. Take a dump.
and as you let go of his tie, he runs off into the back room. And the chicken book is in front of you.
The chicken book.
The chicken book, the check-in book.
They made this out of chickens. They're making buildings out of dogs. They're making books out of chickens. This is a fucking nightmare. I hate this city.
Well, check for the name. Or any names. I move behind the counter and I push the door.
It's full of names. It's full of names, John.
I want to push the door open just to see if I've seen him run to like a manager's office or like out of the back door, or if he's actually run to the toilet like he said he was going to.
He's just running the back room.
He's not shredding documents or anything.
And he sees you come in and he's like, just leave me alone.
Okay. Chill out, yeah? Chill out.
What does that mean?
What you scared of, John? If he sends someone after us, we'll just intimidate them as well.
Seems to work so far.
No, I just didn't want him destroying any evidence. Right. Any names in the book?
Are you having a look at the book?
Yeah, I'll have a look through the book.
You don't have to look very far. I'm not even going to ask you to roll. The last name She hasn't even given a fake name. It says M. Vestry.
What a dumbass.
You were right.
One adult, 2 children. Room 11.
Amateur. Ridiculous.
But I'll take the key off the hook up behind the desk.
Which room?
Room 11. Would you like to give me an intelligence roll?
Both of us, or just...
Either of you, or both.
I failed that.
I mean, I feel like if he's given me this information...
My intelligence is good.
My intelligence isn't very good. No, that's a fail for me.
Oh, I'm going to have to push the roll somehow, because I've got a really good intelligence.
I think I say, shall I grab the key, we head to the room, and I take the key off the board, if it's got one of those boards with the hooks behind the desk, with all the keys on. Or is it not that sort of thing?
The key for room 11 is not there.
Not even a spare, right, yeah.
I'm going to push my intelligence roll by, what do I do? I think I go, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't even think straight. It's harder than a carpet salesman's bag. And I undo my shirt and just let it flap open. My big sort of hairy beard belly sticks out.
Fucking hell.
Oh, this is what they do in certain cultures, they just get their bellies out. It's very refreshing.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that's better. Now I can think straight. Hey, that's more like it. 49 on a 75.
So, this isn't like some sort of massive breakthrough, but you look at the fact that she's given her own name and put down the kids, and it strikes you that she almost certainly was not here to meet a man. Nor was she apparently trying to run away from her husband, giving her own name. It's incredibly brazen.
And she didn't run far.
And she didn't run very far. It's about 4 blocks away. 4 blocks away, if that, from her own front door.
All right. I reckon we go and give room 11 a knock on the door.
Yeah.
Brace yourself for dog sculptures is all I'm going to say. So I'm going to go and... Is it one of those ones where it's like... There's like a parking lot and then the rooms are around the parking lot, or is it all in one building?
No, it's all in one building, because it's very, it's sort of residential, so it's not like a sort of maybe motel is the wrong word. Maybe it's more like a guest house. It's all in one building. Yeah, so you head on up the stairs, and
the Boggle Hole Guest House. Weird name for a place.
You find room 11.
Well, shall I give it a knock?
Well, how do you want to play this, John? Do we knock, or do we knock on the neighbors and see if there's any news about what's been going on? Let's just knock on the door.
Yeah, I don't see the harm. Give it a little rap.
No answer.
Right. Can I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear any, sort of shuffling around or scurrying, or anyone trying to sort of make themselves sound silent?
Sure, yeah. Give me a listen roll.
Yeah.
Is this ground floor?
No, weirdly, these rooms are not numbered according to... This is like the next floor up, because I think there's only, maybe a dozen rooms on over a couple of floors.
I got regular success on my listen, but only a regular.
Okay. So you listen, and you can hear what sounds like someone breathing, really like sort of deep and slow. I mean, it's not a snore, because it's not like an offensive noise, but it's like
they could be sleeping.
The breathing of someone who might be asleep.
I think I gesture to Rusty. I sort of take him a few steps away and just whispered in his ear, I can hear breathing in there. There's someone in there. I think they might be asleep, but
Sounds like we'll need a warrant to search the room, unless this was an emergency where someone said help I think I'm under attack. Did you hear that? I think someone said, help, I'm under attack.
Do you know what I think I heard? Do you know what? I don't think they said help, but do you know what? I think I heard someone choking. It was like they were... I think maybe they need the Heimlich.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Help, please save me. And I kick the door open.
And do you know what? Before you do, Carmel, I think maybe you do think you heard someone choking.
Here. I'm not fucking joking, Rusty. No, I ain't fucking joking. Get the door open.
I agree, John. This supersedes a warrant.
Yeah.
And I fucking love my job, and I kick the door open.
You love kicking doors.
Fucking Grand Theft Auto.
17. That's almost an extreme success.
Okay, the door flies off its hinges, and you are confronted with this scene. You see Maria sat in a chair. You recognize her from the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it gonna be? Oh no!
I hate this. I'm suddenly really scared.
See Maria sat in a chair, staring. Her eyes are open, but her breathing is the breathing of someone who is calmly asleep. She's like in a sort of reverie, and she's staring off. And then, lying on 2 twin beds are Paulie and Joanna, and their noses and mouths and eyes have been covered in plaster.
Oh, fucking hell.
It's all got a bit True Detective.
Could you give me who's got the lowest luck?
Probably me. I've got 46.
Mine's 65.
Could you give me a luck roll then? The lowest person with the lowest luck. That's John. Danann.
That is a 25.
So you know where the choking was coming from. So Paulie is completely still, but Joanna, the little girl, she looks like she's still like coughing, choking against the plaster, which maybe isn't quite dry yet over her face.
Oh, fuck.
He's using it today. The setting time will be about half what it says on the packet.
Could you both give me a sanity roll, please, for seeing this?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, God, this is dark.
Fuck it, that is so fucking... That's a 43. My sanity is... No, that's a fail on my sanity.
Success for me. Just.
Okay, success, because you roll me a D3, so what, D6, and halve it. On the success.
1.
Oh, you're in luck. 1 sanity. And you failed yours, did you, Danann?
Yeah.
I don't know why this is so awful for you. Perhaps it brings back memories again of your Uncle Freddie and the concrete on his feet, seeing the plaster over the...
Something about being encased in a substance that's drying.
Over the face, and you look at... Although you know that you should run to the assistance of the girl who's clearly still alive and trying to breathe.
Yeah.
You are just drawn to the pale face of the boy who has his face covered in this, lime plaster. And could you roll me a D8, please?
Ooh. Yeah, where's my fucking D8? Oh, yeah, there we go. Hello, big boy. 3.
+1, so that's 4 sanity. You lose 4 sanity.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not doing very well, are you?
No, I've lost 5 overall now.
You are approaching breaking point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you're confronted by. 2 children, faces covered in setting plaster. One of them looks like they might be alive. The other one, apparently not. And Maria in this reverie.
I mean, if we have an action, my first instinct is to run straight for, I guess, the girl. Although there's no... If she's still alive, he might be able to be resuscitated. I'm thinking of both of them, but I think she's moving, so the first instinct is to try and tear at the plaster on her face, try and pull it off.
I'll do the other kid to the one you go for.
Okay, fine. So Detective Caramel goes to the girl, Joanna. The plaster is sort of set, but it's not so thick that you can't pull it off, and you start prizing it away prizing it away from her eyes and her nose, and you can see that her mouth is full of it.
Yeah.
And you reach in and you hoik out, chunks of this plaster, which is almost set.
Oh, fucking hell.
And she's sort of wheezing. It looks like she's not quite conscious. You don't know how long she's been in this situation for. I mean, the fact that the plaster is nearly dry, means potentially they've been here for hours. You don't know how this girl is still breathing, but she's unconscious, but she's breathing. Meanwhile, Rusty, you go to the boy, and you start doing the same, but as you're doing it that it's a fruitless task because he's cold. He's cold as stone, as cold as the plaster which is covering his face, and it's gone that pale sort of pink colour, whereas the plaster on the girl was still quite sort of dark pink in places. It's pale pink. It's dried all over. You pull it off his face anyway, and off his eyes, and they're glassy.
Oh God, horrible.
And I think because you confronted with that, I think maybe another sanity roll for you, please, Rusty.
Fair enough. Oh, a 5 on my 42.
Okay, you don't lose any more sanity. I think you maybe deep down you knew that that's what you were gonna find.
He's dead.
Now Maria is sat there in the chair.
And is the window open?
No.
Is she holding anything, or is she just sat there? Do her hands have plaster on them?
Yeah, her hands have got, sort of like plastered dust. Yeah.
Fuck. That's not good. I say, I think she might still be alive. This one. She's breathing, right? But she's unconscious. She's wheezing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we need to get her to a hospital. How's the boy?
He's dead, John.
Yeah, well, we need to get him to a hospital anyway. I tell you what, the girl's the priority. We need to carry her out now. Let's take the broad with us, whatever the fuck she's done to them. And I go to handcuff her, sat in the chair.
Wait a minute, John. Why don't you take the car?
Yeah.
I'll stay here with these two. And when you get to the hospital, phone for,
what, backup?
Backup, or, to send another car.
Yeah, I guess we can, but we can contain the whole situation now by all leaving together, right? We bring them all to the hospital. I mean, for God's sake, man, there's 2 kids here. One's probably dead, but one might be able to survive. We bring her with us. No? I'm sorry, I'm panicking. Let's get her to the... I'll take her to the car. You do what you want. And I give the girl a sort of fireman's lift. And then I try and do the same to the boy. But I think I get the same impression, like the cold. But I think my instinct is to take him anyway. And I take one over each shoulder and I say, look, we can either bring her with us or not, but I'm going to the hospital with these 2. Tell me what you want, man.
You get to the hospital. Does she move easily? If I try and get her to stand up, does she do it?
Maria? It's like she's asleep. So, did you cuff her? Is that what you said you did?
I think John cuffed her.
I think you cuff her and she doesn't really react.
But if I give her a push to stand up, does she stand up?
No. She sort of stirs a little bit and then sort of goes back into her reverie.
She's going to slow us down, John, and I throw him the keys.
Right. Okay, you stay here. I'll send backup as soon as I get there. And I rush back down the corridor towards the car with the 2 kids.
Great. So you run down the corridor carrying these 2 kids, one of whom you think you might be able to save, the other one, it's
I know in my heart of hearts it's, but
a futile mission.
Yeah.
And you run towards the car. Rusty, you were left in the room with Maria. Do you want to try and stir her?
Yeah, I slap her around the face.
And she stirs. And she wakes.
Maria, what happened?
Where are they? Where are the kids?
I got some bad news about your kids. We've had to take them to the hospital.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
And she looks down at her hands. And she looks up at you. And she looks across at the beds. And her eyes fill with tears and the blood drains from her face. And she looks back at you and says,
I just wanted them to be peaceful. Peaceful like when they dream. Peaceful like when they dream. Peaceful like when they dream.
Maria Vestry, you're under arrest. You're under arrest for murder.
Maybe you'll ask me to come back again. And maybe I'll say